don't have a regular day job.
You fat
just find
fuck.
some one thing you do as a passion project and just keep building on it. Just keep watering it, keep adding fertilizer, keep giving it attention, keep giving it focus, and you can escape.
Fucking neck.
You can escape, and you can be self-serving. You can be okay. You're gonna be okay.
I always ask
It's
people
fucking
when we
gross.
start a podcast. I'll say something like, "How many listeners would you have to have?"
I am the fattest I've ever
And
been.
that's a magic
Oh.
number that's different for everybody, right?
And I can barely fucking get up and get the remote. Because my fucking back and my neck hurts. Because I have degenerative discs in my neck and back. There's narrowing and pinching and arthritis. It's basically from doing a lot of heavy lifting and physically demanding work while in the military. I was basically a laborer, I guess is an easy way to describe it to people who either haven't been in the military or don't understand what PT and going on humps or hiking with a big heavy pack and carrying guys 60 pounds to 200 some pounds of weight with them and everything else on top of that, wearing a fucking flak with sappies and side sappies and rifle and full ammo and jumping off a truck like a dumbass. Or a 7-ton. What's that? Probably 4 foot, maybe. I don't know. I didn't fucking ever measure it. I just jumped off of it. I jump up, undo the straps, or I load stuff up, and this is like in Iraq, but we also did it here in the States. When I was stationed in Lejeune, we would not be wearing any gear unless we were Yeah, we did. Even when we were in the field, we were doing it because we would unload tents. And you'd be wearing gear because they're simulating combat or whatever, it's training. They're like, oh, this is what you'll expect. And yeah, we should have been using like a fucking ladder, or you can climb up the steps of the 7-ton where the cab is and you can go on the back. I started doing that after I already fucked my back up, or after I started noticing it hurts. And I think I had a great Staff Sergeant Kennington. I gotta look him up. I've been trying to find his name, like the correct spelling, because I have it on stuff. He was my fucking DI in boot camp. But he told me one day, he's like, hey man, I keep seeing you jumping off. You need to stop that shit. You're going to hurt yourself. And I listened to him and I was okay, I'll be more careful. But the damage was already done. And I was at my best shape of my life at that point. It was like 2007. And we were in Iraq, and I was lifting every day after work, or we would do it at lunch sometimes, because we get I think we got like an hour or more for lunch, and then we'd go work out. We'd go grab some food real quick, or just skip lunch and eat something like a protein bar, or just that protein bullshit. But yeah, I was doing that and working. We worked 7 days, fucking 10, 12-hour days. And I'm just a pogue, like I wasn't a grunt. I wanted to do more while I was in the Marine Corps. I would join because I'm just an ignorant kid from Maryland. I grew up in a little country, or what do you call it, a rural area. And I do that shit constantly. I'm always cracking and trying to stretch shit out because it hurts so much, and it just gets stiff and sore and painful. But, so I grew up I had family that was in the military, but I was a kid, and I didn't know how to ask them, like, hey, what do you do? What's it about? Like, I just kind of decided just through movies and radio and stuff like that, and little bits of information I get from people, like what it was to be a Marine or a soldier or Navy, and I was ignorant. I had no fucking clue. And so I went and talked to the recruiter with some of my friends, and I'm like, okay. And I was like, the Marines seem so much more, I don't know the word for it. They're very proud, they're hard-headed, and they're the baddest of the bad, and whatever, all that bullshit. And I knew I wanted to be in the military since elementary school. So it was always like one of those things, like I really want to do that because I liked helping people because I didn't have help in my life. I didn't have anybody besides my dad who worked, and he was gone, and he didn't know what was going on, and my childhood was fucked up. School sucked, life sucked, everything was hard. So I did that. I'm like, okay, this is, I go serve my country. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna fucking make something of myself and have a career. Or I was gonna go work in the gaming industry, which I had. This was before everybody had internet access. Most people had it, but it was a new thing, and I was just learning how to Google stuff. Like, I could search and do book reports and stuff like that in high school, because that's when I started using the internet. And I get fucking dog drool on my shirt. It's not cum, I swear. Oh, it could be. I might have been sucking a dick. Fucking dribbled out. No, it's for my dog. I got a blue nose pit, and he slobbers all over me because I love on him. He just lays with me when I'm laying on the couch, relaxing, trying not to fucking hurt so much, and I'm stretching out, and he hangs out with me. That's what I'm doing. That's why I'm hunched over and just let my back stretch and take some pressure off my fucking knees and my back. And I don't know. I ramble. I can't keep track of shit anymore. I forget shit constantly. It's frustrating. So, childhood sucked. My mother was abusive, drunk, alcoholic, piece of shit that died when I only say 13, but I can't remember. I might have been 12. I can't fucking remember. It's not like I wrote the shit down and I have dates and photo albums and all that. I don't have shit. My dad has it somewhere in the attic. I looked for it last time I was home, and I couldn't find any pictures. I know he probably put them in a box somewhere, but he might have destroyed them. Because this is bad memories in the past. He tried to help her and make her better and fix her, and he suffered too with us. And then she was gone, and he tried to raise us, but he was also trying to have a life for himself. He's a healthy guy, and he was probably 40 at that time. So he's looking for a wife or somebody to be with. He's doing what a guy would do, or anyone would do in that situation. They have kids, and he's a single parent. And I was at that point. I'd already been taking care of myself and my brother, like for school and stuff in the morning, because my mom was either hungover, drunk, or passed out, or she wasn't fucking there. Because there was some times when she would leave, and we would have to fend for ourselves because my dad would be at work. He worked constantly. He worked his ass off. He worked 24/7. He's an electrician, and he thought she was taking care of us. He thought she was not getting shit-faced every day and doing drugs and having guys over the house and beating the shit out of me, but not my brother so much. She would yell and cuss, and she'd hit him a little bit, but usually it was me because I was the older one. I guess I had issues. I don't know. I wish I could see video of it and be like, oh, well, yeah, I was a little shithead. My dad and everybody else tells me I was a good kid. I was hyper. And, I talked a lot in school. That's because at home I couldn't talk. I get fucking smacked and scratched and choked and just screamed at for everything. Just for fucking existing. And so there's a lot more to it, and I'm rambling, and I'm just trying to be just trying to explain myself and what's going on. And I've tried doing it through text and Reddit and all these other social media platforms, and I finally, in the past week, I just decided I want to make videos, and I watch Joe Rogan a lot, and he's always harping. Let the car slow down. I like to watch people out here because these fuckers drive by slow, and they've been breaking into people's cars and shit. And you never know, somebody come up your door and kick the door and not realizing you're home or you're not home, or they don't give a fuck and they're gonna come kill you or rape you. I don't think I'm gonna get raped, but shit, you don't know at this point. But the neighbors down the street just had somebody kick the door, and they were upstairs, and they had already broken into their car, and then one came inside, and they called the police. And luckily, they stayed downstairs. They might have heard her son, I think, is what they said, but it was on the social media app for the neighborhood, and like that shit happens. People are like, "Oh, it's never gonna happen. I'm safe inside." And fuck, you aren't. No, you aren't. You need to have a gun, something, because the police, they're not gonna be there in time. They're gonna do what they want. They'll be gone before the cops get there, unless you're fucking lucky. 1 in 12 billion fucking chance that it probably is that there's one right down the street at that time, and they get the call and they're there within a minute. When, yeah, right. That's not gonna fucking happen. Think about your area where you live and how far everything is and how far you think a police officer is at that time, even if they're not busy. It could be an hour. How do you know what's going on? I don't know what I'm fucking talking about. I'm trying to explain why I have guns, I guess. I don't know. Or why I look out my window and worry about the baby. Little Tucker. Tucker. Hey. Lazy. He doesn't. He's fucking lazy. Hey, buddy. Hey, what's that? It's spoiled rotten. The sweetest dog. He just lays and relaxes with me. Go out and play. He loves fetch and pull on his rope. He's definitely. We have another dog that doesn't do any of that. She's a tiny little rat. She's like a chihuahua, so that's what I call her, a rat. Oh. Hey, good. I should like write and like think this out before I do it, because I don't even know what I'm fucking talking about. Like, I have no point besides. Okay, well, my real point is, it's all the social media and everything. I'm always trying to find out, as a veteran, service-connected disability, and now I can't work. I've tried, and I hate saying it. It makes me sick, and it hurts, and it makes me depressed. It makes me pissed off at myself and what I've done, and just decisions that I should have made better. Is that I'm to the point where I can only do so much in a day, and it's not enough that any employer, company, business, anything like that's going to accept. I can move fast, but it's only for a little bit. I can read and do work on a computer and file shit. I can do basic things, but only so much, and sometimes I can't do it due to my migraines. I got a long list of disabilities, and it's embarrassing. I hate it. I don't like being defined by it. I don't like telling people about it. I've never done a fucking video about it, but I'm trying to find out what I need to do. I'm doing DDP yoga, and I've always tried to do calisthenics. Like, I'm always doing that kind of stuff in the house, but the hard truth is, or what I've always ignored, and even now I struggle with, because you can't see it. You can't see how I feel. You can't see all the pain that's going on in my body right now, even when I'm doing this. And I thought I heard like a phone ring, but it wasn't my phone's ringtone. It was like a beep. Maybe in a car. I fucking lose my train of thought. Like, constantly. I fucking hate it. Yeah, motion alert. Might have been the mail.